Hey folks, how's it going? This is Iron Seagull here, back with another video about both Life by You and Paralives. I thought the last time I combined the two games into one video that was going to be a one-time thing, but here I am doing this about a week later because, well, Paralives revealed some interesting news, but also Life by You revealed something I could not just skip over, and that is more info regarding cars! Yes, cars. This is the only one of the three, really big upcoming life simulation games that has said anything about cars, and this actually does help make me more excited about the game again. What's really cool though is that they showed the car dealership here, where you can simply just walk up to a car and buy it if you can afford it, but you can also change the color on the spot. Of course, it is possible for a Life by You human to own more than one car at the same time, and it is actually kind of neat how their ownership is distinguished by having the keys in your inventory, and it's indicated by a little yellow button in the top left corner of the icon that this is the car that you currently have as your preferred vehicle. But of course, you can still change that if you want to your other car. You can gift your cars to other people too, because if you click on another person and click the trade interaction, then both of the people's inventories come up, and then you can simply drag and drop the keys from your person's inventory to the others, and then they'll have the keys. After that, they transfer some money to their friend Jenny as well, so it's kind of like, oh, you're gifting some gas money to them alongside the car. And then after that, they switch over to Jenny and click on the car keys and click the activate interaction so that she officially has the car and can drive it around. The video ends with a little montage of cars just driving around the town. And it does look pretty cool, though I feel like the animations of the car turning around in the street could use a little more polish. I don't know, it just looks a little off to me, a little unrealistic, though, I guess, so that it doesn't take too much time to drive around. Yeah, right there, I don't know, it just looks kind of odd, but I don't know, maybe they'll change that, maybe not. One other improvement I'd love to see is a just more realistic, immersive experience with the car dealership, because even though, yeah, it does look very simple and approachable to just go up to the car and buy it right away, it feels also at the same time to me a little incomplete to not also have a salesperson involved in that whole process. I guess it's similar to what I said about restaurants in my previous video, where, yeah, it's nice to have the option where, especially if you're doing a takeout restaurant, then the self-serve option totally makes sense, but I would also love for some restaurants to be able to have this full experience of hosts and waiters and chefs doing their thing. But still, it's cars, and I'm hyped for it. It's gonna be pretty fun, I think, to be able to directly control our humans as they drive the car around town, too. Now let's talk about Paralives. So they published their blog post about the bill system. They tweeted, in-game solar panels and wind turbines? Yes. Weekly bill for your lot? Also yes. Here's a better look at the wind turbines and solar panels. I was not expecting this to be confirmed for the game so soon. I didn't think they'd be added until a long time after the game has launched, but yeah, that's cool that we're already getting this. Then we have the bill itself, with the total being 335 paradigms, and there's 3 different factors that add up to this total, with lot taxes, electricity, and water. In the linked blog post, they go into more detail about what they aim to do with bills, and, well, why would they add one of life's worst features into a video game? And the reasons are for adding a bit of challenge to the game by inciting you to find sources of income to cover expenses, having to manage and think about how the objects you place in your house will impact the costs, and find interesting ways to reduce the bills and cut expenses while playing. They reused the house from a previous post to show off how this billing system would work, with all of the objects that factor into the billing system circled in red that consume electricity and water, and these would have to be paid for on each bill in addition to the lot taxes. After adding those wind turbines and solar panels, the bill changes a bit, so now the electricity is in the green. They're making 34 paradigms. So they note that they went a bit strong with their investment in energy production and making money out of it by selling the surplus to the city. And maybe there's an item that could provide water, but there isn't one implemented in the game just yet. Another idea that they're testing is receiving a small amount of money per child who currently lives in the household, and this could help players who like to raise big families and need a bit of extra money to buy furniture and various items for the kids. I guess that is a nice feature, but it should be optional, so you could be able to toggle it on and off per household. The last part of the post is also pretty interesting, saying that Alejandro is working on service outages. If you don't pay your electricity bill, the city is going to cut your access to it until you settle the bill. Going further, there are various additional features that they'd like to explore with the billing system. Some examples are receiving a small amount of help when none of your parafolk have a job to help you out a little bit while you find other sources of income. So basically, unemployment pay, yeah, that's an interesting, realistic touch. But again, would be nice if it is optional, so you can toggle it on and off. Then paying more taxes so the town can organize more festivals and activities. That sounds very interesting. I'd love to see something like that in a life simulation game. Adding the ability to live on off-the-grid lots which do not consume any electricity or water. I love having this in The Sims, so I would love to see this in Paralives as well. Having events such as power outages during a big storm. It absolutely baffles me that The Sims has not done this with any of their season's expansions. There was going to be a power outage situation in The Sims 2, but then for some reason it was scrapped. We also have showing a graph of the cost of the bills over time. I've never considered this, but I'd actually really love to see this now. Even though it sounds pretty boring and not really that important on paper, I still would like to see this sort of feedback where the game shows you just how exactly you're affecting it. One last idea is that maybe after the initial release of the game, these ideas could be implemented into a voting system. So I think that would be a really cool idea. So I guess that would be like voting on the neighborhood action plans in Eco Lifestyle. If they follow through with this, I hope they focus on more realistic ideas and less of the goofy ones, because some of the neighborhood action plans in Eco Lifestyle I find so annoying, and if I find that they are enabled in the neighborhood I'm playing as, I use the instant repeal cheat to get rid of them. That's pretty much all I have to say about Life by You and Paralives for now, so both pretty exciting reveals in my opinion. They're both gameplay mechanics that appeal a lot to me, and maybe in the future we can learn more about the other aspect in the other game, like, is Life by You going to get some off-the-grid gameplay? And I'm looking forward to learning about how the cars will work in Paralives. We know they're going to be there, we know they're going to be in the base game, we just don't know the gameplay of how exactly those will work. But hopefully they could even take some notes from each other. I like what Life by You is doing with the car system, and even being able to just give them to other people so easily. Feel free to let me know your thoughts on these reveals in the comment section below, and be sure to subscribe if you'd like to keep up with my latest gaming content. I will talk to you all later, and have a great day. Thanks for watching!